Good evening and salutations, my Jade fan. Okay, alright. Let's talk about this Christina and Lucky scene because, you know, there's so much messiness, there's so much wrong, and I'm going to try to cut it down to as fewer minutes as possible because, General Hospital always loves to sit there and throw these goddamn characters into this show. And I know a certain special someone, aka Cat Lady, who loves all her characters, but these videos be like 20 something minutes long. Alright, Christina and Lucky. In a lot of ways, we kind of knew that Lucky was going to go ham on Christina because, hey, like you said today, love of his life, mother of his child. He was like, yo, listen, you went too far. Christina she does what everyone thinks she's going to do. She makes excuses. She blames other people. This is Ava's fault. Ava pushed me. Um, I went crazy. I wasn't thinking. It's not my fault. Wah, 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 wah. Typical Christina, right? No accountability. It's like kryptonite to her. He's like, yo, listen, you're going to pay. Because what you did, you went too far. And he was like, yo, there was one point he was like, do you hear yourself? Blaming Ava, blaming all these other people? This is on you. Now, of course, his main thing, and this is where I start to like, I don't want to sit there and say lose some respect for him because I don't really have that much to start off with, but like, he makes it a point of basically sitting there saying that you need to be punished because of Liz. Oh, and the other guy too. What his name starts with an R? Rick, yeah. But I'm like, bro, here's the thing. You should want her punished for what she did in general. Not just the simple fact that it's Liz or anybody else. It's the simple fact that she did something that was wrong that could have hurt other people. You know? It could have hurt anybody else. That's what you should be sitting there wanting to throw the book at her. And what does Christina do? Well, when that didn't work, she decides she wants to sit there and use emotional blackmail. All the stuff that's happened, if I go to jail, Sam, they can't lose me. I can't sit there and tell Alexis because now lose Molly, and Molly is going through this, and she also lost a baby, and Sam, and the gift, and everything like that, you know? So, eventually, Lucky comes down and he realizes ain't no point in being up there trying to send your ass to jail now. Liz is going to be okay. Lucky is awake. So, he pretty much is like, if you're anything like me, the guilt will sit there and eat you. And for a hot minute, when she did bring in when she brought in Molly and Alexis, she started apologizing and everything like that and was like, I missed you and I love you. And that's the whole, emotional thing. And it seems like she does have remorse. I mean, and I'm sitting there saying that she does have remorse, but regardless, I mean, there could have been two graves. So, like, also, again, it could have been Ava and Avery in that car. And then what? Then what she had done? Oh, also she basically sit there and says that she cut the cut the brakes because Ava was not there threatening to out Sonny's medical condition and enemies and everything like that and court case. Which again, it just all comes down to I did it for this reason, I did it for that reason. Ava pushed me. It's not my fault. So in the end, she thinks that she skated. Now, this is lot that wound up happening. I'm gonna probably forget some stuff, and we'll talk about it in the live stream tonight. But essentially, at some point, when Ava gets into the room and talks to Rick, and talk about the accident, eventually they come to the conclusion that it was Christina. You can watch the scene to kind of figure how they go from piece to piece, and Rick and Ava's car are very similar. And Rick is like, I don't think Sonny was just trying to kill me. And then he realized, oh wait, our cars are very similar. Somebody sat there and tried to kill me. Ava saying. Then she's like, well, who did it? Was it Sonny? And then they realized Sonny wouldn't do that. Sonny wouldn't sit there and cut brakes. It's too much of a risk. And it's too sloppy. But guess who is sloppy? I feel like that could be a sex joke somewhere, but point is, they realize is that is Christina. And Ava has the footage. She has the footage of Christina being there. She has the footage of her going to get the wire cutters. Rick tells her that he remembers seeing Christina at the crash site. So Rick is like, yeah, I'm gonna sit there and nail her ass to the wall. Yeah. I mean, he's like vengeful and angry, and I'm also just like, God damn, you realize this your niece, right? But they were like, whoa, 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 we can do that. Or we can use this to our advantage, essentially. We kind of can piece together where that comes from. You know, I remember there used to be a time where I used to be annoyed with Lucy. I mean, like, every scene that she came in there, I was just like, well, I've gotten to a point, it's like, it's Lucy. You know? It's Lucy. Like that annoying neighbor or that annoying coworker that you're just like, it's Bob from accounting or whatever. She comes there and she asks Trina and Kai to be at the nurses' ball. And long story short, they agree. So they're going to be singing, and I don't even remember why she said she wasn't going to be doing it. Might have had something to do with Spencer. Who knows at this point? Long story short, they're going to be performing, so I look forward to not watching that. Um, Now, Jack winds up giving Anna a heads up about Turner. And at first, Anna's just kind of pissy, and then she realizes, like, oh, you're trying to help me out. Oh, my bad. But Anna's like, why are you doing this? Long story short, this is for Jack. Jack is like, I'd rather sit there and deal with a pain in the ass I know than an unknown pain in the ass. And of course, Turner comes in, and Turner pretty much is like, yeah, I'm gathering evidence against you. I'm sick and tired of the way that you've been abusing this office, playing favorites. Jason is supposed to be in jail and he's not in jail, and there's evidence, and that's not enough. And Sonny and all the company you keep. And of course, Anna's like, well, what I do in my personal time. I was like, well, you're not helping the situation. And let me tell you just how arrogant and idiotic Anna is, right? Because Turner makes it very clear. This whole Emma thing, I'm gonna find something. Your ass is gonna be grass. And she winds up going to the park or whatever, and Jack comes to the house. And Jack tells Jason, hey, listen, you might want to sit there and check on Anna, just, be discreet. Long story short, Anna's like, I'm worried. You're worried? I mean, what are you worried about? I mean, you're not up and out, right? You don't have anything to be worried about. Oh, you mean all the times that you bent the law and things of that nature? Oh, well, then yeah, that's totally something you need to be worried about. And she pretty much like, listen, I don't think that she'll find something, but there's a possibility that she might. Well, I mean, maybe if you weren't being corrupt, then she wouldn't. I'm starting to sit there and root for Turner at this point. But then she makes it worse because Jason's like, listen, if you have some evidence against me, I'm not going to compromise you. You do what you have to do, right? And to talk about their friendship, and Anna's like, listen, we can still be friends, but we just got to kind of keep it on the down low. Anna, you have this woman that's coming after your ass. Find any little nook and cranny to sit there and nail your ass to the wall. You decide to sit there and meet up with the local hitman. You tell said local hitman, I'm worried that she's going to find something. We can be friends, we just got to keep it on the down low. Like, I'm baffled at that point. I'm like, you know, for a hot minute, it almost sounded like you cared about your career. And then, like, a couple of breaths, it's like, what career? I can go into that much further, but I mean, you can get the joke of it, right? Because I feel like at this point, somebody should just insert a joke. Um, what else we got? Oh, Lucas is there talking about his new potential romance, and Liz is there saying that Rick has a good side, and if he leaned towards his better angels as opposed to being Rick the dick, um, he might give him a chance. She might give him a chance because she did. Because Lucas is like, when Ava came in there to sit there and question Liz about the accident, saying that her and Rick has gotten a lot closer. Don't know why she felt the need to insert that information. But Lucas is like, so you're not jealous, right? You get it, right? Like, yeah, 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 yeah. But then she says what she says. Um, Johnson comes back. Jason asks her questions about some place called Fire Island, right? Because they noticed that Johnson is not in the pictures. You can just Photoshop that shit. Like seriously, you can just Photoshop that. I don't think that they would have been able to tell whatever. But she says she did it for a school trip, so it wasn't just on Insta. But I'm like, huh, it's funny. Beyond the gates, they talk about Instagram and Facebook and Breakfast Club. Remember, they sit there and do something called My Face. Oh, now it's Insta. Oh, now you're catching up with the times. That's a little too late, but whatever. But then Jason starts asking her questions like, "Oh, what did you think of the hike of this? What do you think of the hike of that?" And I'm like, Jocelyn, they did prep you for this. You good, right, with this cover story? Because kind of a thing required. Um, and she seems like she answers the questions. And I don't know. Part of me was like, I can't tell if Jason was still going like, so you did like this part? Oh, what'd you thought of that part? Like, this chick is lying to me. But before that happens, Jack comes in, and Jocelyn, I don't understand how this girl could sit there and make me like her 1 minute, or make me at least be able to deal with her 1 minute. Then the next minute, she's like, "Are you and Jack sleeping together?" I'm, I'm sorry, did you just ask your mom if she's sleeping with anybody? Do you understand how much of an out of pocket question that is? Now, I get it. She's like, here we go. Sunny all over again, except for it's international. Danger and you being almost killed. And I get the level of what the hell is wrong with you. Because the whole town has been, what the hell is. Hell, even Felicia has been, I'm sorry, Liz has been, what the hell is wrong with you? So I get that part. But, well, you out of pocket when you sit there and start asking a question like that. And of course, Jack came in and she started going in on Jack a little bit. And I was kind of just like, on one hand, I get it. Mom Dukes care about her, want to fight for her in a sense. On the other hand, I'm just like, it's, hmm. Then there's one point where she literally says, I'm very vocal about my opinions. Okay. So you're giving that bitchy energy. This is where it's like, I was so, maybe it's just me because I feel like I'm one of the very few people that's like, I like this WSP story. I know most people are like, oh, it's trash, it's garbage, blah blah. I get it. Story is like, perception is just whatever. Well, okay, you're gonna be a kick-ass agent. I do think she's gonna be a kick-ass agent, but even when she said that, like, I'm very vocal about my opinions. It's like, oh, okay, cool. You're pretty much the type of people I avoid in life because I just and it's weird and I get it because as I'm sitting there thinking about them, like I'm giving my opinion about the show, but like you know what I'm talking about. You know that there's a certain people that's just like, oh, I gotta sit there and be him about this. I gotta be him about that. She's that type of person that usually later on turns into a damn Karen in her later second half of her life. So I'm already just like, yeah. And then when Lucky went to the impound to talk to that guy, the car was destroyed. So that ends that. Oh, and then there's some stuff with Carly and Jack. Doesn't really go anywhere. And I think that's actually about it for the most part. Now, again, I might have forgot some stuff here or there, but that's the general gist of the episode. If I missed anything, write it in the comment section below. But yeah, come to the live stream tonight. I'll be sitting there talking about all the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. Also, last night, it was ladies' night. Okay, you had Nikisha, Cat Lady, Query Babes, and Ranting Ricardo did a live stream. Definitely check it out. It was a lot of fun to sit there and watch them do their thing. Share it. At some point, I want to sit there and do a part two with them, and there's some snacks here or there, but for the most part, it was a really good stream. So definitely check that out. I'll actually be leaving that towards the end of the video, either over here, or over there, or there, or somewhere. But it's a good stream, and it's worth that they're watching every single minute of it. I know streams are usually long, and most people don't watch them because whatever. This was a good one. So yeah, check it out, and I'll see y'all tonight.